Hi, how are you
Hi,
doing?
good.
Good. So if you could introduce yourself, give me your name and what is your position at Silkin?
Oh, okay. My name is Christina Sanders. I'm the in-house training specialist for Silkin. I do the videos as well as in-person training in clients' offices.
Amazing. And I know that you mentioned that you do all the training. What are some of the qualifications that you have behind your belt?
Well, I have a master's in urban and eco planning and education, and extensive hands-on actual management that I've done in prior jobs while I was doing my undergraduate.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is really awesome that you trained in education. Now, the next part of this is we're going to be talking a little bit about custom deliveries. But before we do, how long have you been at Silkin for?
Just a little over 32 years.
That is amazing. Wow. So you have a lot of experience in working with our different clients.
Oh, yes, I've probably been in offices, probably thousands, maybe getting close on 10,000, maybe. I think the last time they counted, which was like 10 years ago, it was like 7 or 8,000 practices. So,
That is amazing. And
yeah.
that excludes just in-person delivery. That's practices that you've gone and delivered to. So
Set
that
up,
would
yeah.
that would be
Yeah, I
10.
mean, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. It's all good. So today we're going to be talking a little about custom deliveries and what custom deliveries are. Can you give me a description of the different types of deliveries that you've delivered that are customized to a practice, specifically for doctors and their managers?
Yeah. So the word custom implies that it is very specific to an individual. So no custom delivery is going to be exactly like the next custom delivery. So let's say a doctor says, "Oh, I cannot handle my finances. Everything's horrible. Help me." So I go in and on an interview and I look at what they've learned and I look at, is it being applied? And then I look around and see what the problems are. And then we literally tear it apart piece by piece and fix it. Maybe we find out that the staff isn't actually calling insurances to get paid on that. They're not asking for money at the front desk. And if the staff are involved, we literally drill it right there. It's not just talk, 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 it's do, talk and do. Another example might be a doctor who says, nobody ever listens to me. Grr. How do I fix that? Maybe we go into his executive training and we break it apart piece by piece and we see what's missing and we drill that point and then we go and we set everything up so that that person can succeed. I believe there was a second part to your question. You asked, what are some for the staff? So some for the staff would be like, and again, this all comes from interview. Okay. Sometimes what a doctor thinks is the problem is not the problem. It's something else. So for
Mm,
the staff, it could be being a better receptionist, presenting treatment better. It could be just being more professional on post as a staff member, right? It could be launching policy because maybe they're all flying by the seat of their pants. It depends.
okay, amazing. So essentially, from what I'm understanding, custom deliveries are very unique to a practice,
Yeah.
and you really work closely with the doctor on making sure that you find what it is that the doctor's running into in relation to their situation or what they're trying to achieve, and you address that specifically. And that's why it's such a unique delivery. Am
Yes.
I am
Yeah.
I track? Okay, good.
Absolutely. In fact, one delivery, now this one was done live and in the practice. One delivery, the doctor was certain the marketing wasn't working. So the custom was to work with the team on marketing. And when I get there, what we found out was it had nothing to do with marketing at all. And we pivoted on a dime. The staff was turning people away, firing the public, and actually shrinking the practice. And they had a consideration that people who come in, if they weren't nice right off the bat, they just threw them out of the office, and the doctor had no idea. So that delivery became manners and how to be a good employee and communication skills for her front staff. As soon as she fixed that, the marketing was working because it's not that people weren't coming in, they were throwing them out the door. She was so upset. It was a dental office. Another one. So this example, this one was live. The Doctor was convinced the office manager was terrible. He wanted us to train her. So we get there and we find out she's awesome, but he was micromanaging and hovering, like a worried mother. And he was actually undermining her horribly. So a lot of the training was getting him to relax and let her do her thing because she had very specific actions the consultant was walking her through, and he was detonating it and he didn't even realize it because of his care factor and that can't let go. So we really worked on the let go and we trained the staff to get him to back off so that she could guide and control them. It was pretty awesome. That was a great delivery.
That's amazing. That sounds like a really good delivery.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned training the doctor, and we've spoken a little about the fact that you do train staff. Tell me a little bit about why you find that is important that you train the staff and how you train the staff really helps improve the practice as an overall.
Well, if you take a look at it, we're training the doctors to do stuff.
Mm,
And then they go out and they're doctors.
mm,
They have to do doctor things. And if they have an office manager that's really awesome teaching people, it might go okay. Whereas this is what I do. So if I go in, I get them trained, then I get the staff trained, we get the manager trained, and then we step back. I always compare training like to sports. You can't just take your kid and throw him on the football field and say, go be a quarterback. There's some training involved, right?
mm.
And they don't just talk about it once and then kick them into a game. There's a lot of practice and drilling. And you have a coach, and the coach teaches you things. So it's the same concept.
Awesome. Now, I know you've given me some things that you've helped with training and where training has helped to practice. Can you list out other things just very briefly without going into a lot of detail on what are some of the things that you've solved in relation to custom deliveries or from custom deliveries?
Increasing business, organizing the practice, putting standards in place, bringing the staff up to speed so they're not being a pill for a new manager, getting a new manager on post. I think that kind of covers everything.
Good. And do you feel like there's anything you can't train someone in a custom delivery?
No.
Good.
Yeah.
I knew that. All right. Now, what are some tips that you can give and some takeaways for people that you would say are some hidden secrets that you'd want to impart to someone in relation to either working with their staff or running their practice that could be something that they may get out of a custom delivery?
Well, I'll tell you, you absolutely have to train your staff. If you think for one moment that people come into the practice with data and knowledge that you want them to have, you're mistaken. Even somebody with 30 years experience, 40 years experience, when they come to your practice, they don't know what you want. So you've got to train them. So if you don't have that skill, not only can I do that for you, like go in and train, I can train you to be able to train. It is a skill. It really is. Working with other people, it's a skill.
That is very true. Now, I know that we've spoken a little bit about training, the amount of work that goes into doing a custom delivery, and how long you've been at Silkin. Why is it that you love what you do and what you get out of training our clients?
Oh my gosh, I love people and I love to help. I also like to travel. As a child, I wanted to travel and help people. I didn't know what job that was. I used to like go, do I want to be a Forest Service? No, there's no people. Do I want to? I mean, I like went down the list of what do I want to do? This job is perfect. I get to help people. I get to change their lives and make it better. Uh, and occasionally I get to travel. I love that. Even not traveling, just helping people, it super brings a smile to my face. And I'm not trying to be cheesy. I'm being totally sincere. It's like the core of my life. I love helping people. It's awesome.
It's amazing. I know I've experienced that in working with you too. Now, the last part of it is you get a lot of feedback from our clients. What are some of the things that have stood out for you that our clients have said in relation to how training has helped them?
They said it made them more comfortable doing actions that they learned. Instead of reading about it and thinking, oh my God, I'll never do that. They're like, oh my gosh, I could totally do that. Right? Because we again, it's a learning, an actual learning, drilling, applying it in the real time instead of just, oh, hey, I read this book, it doesn't apply.
Hmm. And you mentioned that word applying and reading and actually applying. In relation to a custom, it sounds like you really make sure that the client truly gets it and gets that scene or scenario and that they can apply it to their practice.
Right.
Have you found that has changed things for our clients and themselves in their practice afterwards, where instead of just reading it, they've now using it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Totally changes their life. There's always a solution for everything. If you break it apart, there's always a solution.
I like that. There is always a solution for everything, and that is why we have custom deliveries. So I think that's about it for today. Is there anything else you'd like to add for our clients who are watching?
No, I mean, no, it's nice to be
Awesome.
here. Thank you for asking me questions.
Thank you, Kristi, and thank you for your time.